What's up, everybody? It's Friday. It's the Nerd Dad. Yeah.
Does anybody else want Todd to do the countdown again?
Oh.
Because it. How's
Yes,
the Dusty doing? How's the Dusty doing?
He's doing okay, man. He's doing
Okay.
good. He's doing good. He's oh hey kitty. He's doing all right. He's still dealing with stuff, but he's
Yep.
he's hanging in there. That dude's hardcore.
Okay, well, tell him when you speak to him, we're all thinking about him, and we wish him happy returns when he gets back.
I will tell him that you told him to drop dead.
He won't believe that.
No, he won't.
I'm a nice guy. He's not going to believe that.
That's true. I will tell him. Yeah, he's doing all right. He's hanging. But how are you guys? Happy post 4th of July.
Yes, absolutely.
Happy 4th of July, ho ho ho. Is it too soon? Was that too early of a meme? No one's caught on to that one yet.
What?
Our lovely. I'm not getting political. That was a political thing. Our lovely president.
Oh, well, never mind.
He was in. So I'm just gonna say this one thing. He was in the doing like the post for the 4th of July Independence Day thing, and he said, "Happy 4th, everybody! Ho ho ho!"
Oh Jesus! What?
No, now you did hear that after the debate in Atlanta, Georgia, he went to a rally in Atlanta, Georgia, and he thanked everybody there from North Carolina.
Did he really?
He did. And then the press secretary actually said Atlanta, North Carolina in one of her press conferences, and nobody corrected her on it. There is no Atlanta, North Carolina. I went and looked. I actually had to go look.
No, he's an idiot. And well,
No, he's not an idiot. He's an old man.
yeah, I like the my favorite is that they went after the thing. He went to a Waffle House.
Yeah, isn't that where people go?
Is it? Is that what you do when you want to beat the people? You just go to a Waffle House.
So I want to show you guys 3 auctions that I'm bidding on.
Oh yeah, please.
They've still got several days left. There's like 4 days left, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to get outbid.
Oh, look at that!
Just for what they are. This is Iron Man issue number 5. It's a 6.5. Todd, is that not gorgeous?
Yeah, that's gorgeous.
And the other one is this one. It's it's issue number 7 of Iron Man. It's a 7.
Oh, wow. Issue 7. That's
7.
like how? I mean, it can't. What's the
1968? This
what's
is
the
1968.
how? Well, I mean, what's the cost on something like that? Because it's not, but it's not.
No. The comic price guide value of a 7.0 is around $80.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I know.
All right.
All 3 of them were around $80, and here's the third one that I'm bidding on. This is issue number 8.
That's gorgeous, man.
Dude, hands down, absolutely. So we'll see what happens. I've got bids on all of them right now. We'll see what happens in 4 days, but
I mean, that's kind of crazy that like the difference. Like, I don't know if you saw this, Andrew, but there was. I might have it bookmarked. Hold on, give me 1 second, and I'll see if I have it. Oops, have it bookmarked because I don't know. The grading system is it's weird, man. Like, what's interesting to me is like you never know what you're going to get when you do this, and when it's not a grade, when it's a grade that you feel like is too low, people get fed up and they're like, this is a total ripoff. And then when you get something that is, in my opinion, abnormal, abnormally high, it's totally fine. It's absolutely the way it's supposed to be. It's working perfectly.
One of the things that I found is that if it's a more recent modern book, nobody wants anything less than a 9.8. Even a 9.6 is unacceptable to some people when it comes to a newer book. And if it's got a gorgeous cover, I'd take a 9.4, no problem. I mean, but there are some people that are like adamant, and I've been hearing a lot of people, they hate graded books. They absolutely despise the idea of grading a book and encapsulating it. Where in my mind, it's just a wonderful way. It's a new way of collecting comics.
It is the future of collecting comics.
Yeah.
Sooner or later, I mean, most of any book that's worth anything will be slabbed.
Yeah.
It's such a big market. Let's see. I didn't bookmark it, but basically, some guy took Spider-Man #1, the McFarlane Spider-Mans, and it was like the special ones, like one of the silver covers, right? And he sent like 2 dozen off, and got back the first dozen, and they were kind of like 9.6, 9.8, whatever. He got the second dozen back. Again, these were all in the same batch. He just sent them at different times.
Yeah.
He sent the second dozen there and got it back, and they were all 9.9s and one 10.0.
Wow.
And they were like, the rarity of just getting all 9.9s and then getting a 10 is ridiculous. And he said the difference, the difference, like that a 10.0 and of that is like worth like tens of thousands.
I don't know if it's tens of thousands, but it's up there.
What is the silver Spider-Man in a 9.9 or 10.0 worth?
All right, let me tell you. I'll see if they even have a grade. If they have it in that
grade.
Yeah. Because they usually do their values of grades based on sales of those grades. Mm-hmm. And if there isn't any one out there that's sold it for that, there's really nothing to go off of, All right, let me see. Silver, that's the no price variant. Silver variant, which is normally a 9.4 ungraded is $10. A 9.9 is $146, and a 10.0 is $225. A 9.8, which is the standard high grade, is only $68 because there's millions of those out there. Maybe not millions, but there's a lot out there. I know a dealer on eBay that has them. He puts one up like every week. He took a whole stack of them and sent them off to be graded. So
I'm gonna get one eventually.
Ooh, nice.
Recognize that sketch?
Is that a Jay Lee of some type?
No, it's Bisley.
It's Bisley?
Okay. That's the sketch, Andrew, for this.
Oh, okay.
I've never seen the sketch before, and I guess it was in a sketch taken from the final issue of Speakeasy. I guess that was a comic or a magazine. And then so that's the sketch. And then this was the final cover.
Okay.
He was a genius, dude. Like this paint job is bananas.
So Avery can probably relate to the story I'm getting ready to tell, and I'll promise I'll make it quick. I did a layout drawing in my sketchbook that I liked. I liked how it came out. Then I redrew it larger on the paper I'm going to use it on. And the sketch, it's just not working anymore for me. Yeah. So I ended up going back and grabbing an old sketch of Crom that I did and repurposing it for what I'm doing for this because it looks so much better. And it's just really disappointing. I actually got back into drawing, making videos, and my first sketch out just didn't do it for me.
Welcome back.
Yeah. So this is the sketch I originally did.
Hold on, let me hold on.
And it was based on a Conan cover.
That's awesome.
And I didn't like the way his head looked. I didn't like the way his arm looked. I didn't like the way anything looked. So I took an old sketch that I did of him, which looked like this, which I like so much more. I reversed it, put a sword in his hand instead of a knife, and I'm actually going to have him grabbing one of the tentacles. But
that's going to be dope.
It's going to work out better when I redo it. So
yeah, that's cool. Wait, hold that up. Let's see it.
I actually just stuck a sword in there just so I have a placeholder.
Yeah, that's right. That's awesome.
Yes,
I have a story that I'm working on for him, and I wanted to do a illustration, like a pin-up or a cover type illustration for the story as like a lead into the story. It's how I always do my stories. but I got to do the illustration first and then start the story. But I literally have like the first 10 pages already laid out and ready to go. I just haven't sat down and did them. So now I'm getting ready to start doing them. I'm doing them.
Did him.
Didn't
Done
know. Done. As soon as I'll tell you I done did them.
Done did them.
Diddle him.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I've actually. What's that?
Nothing.
I've actually been looking at some new manga. There's a guy that I've been looking at for a long time. His name is I'm gonna
Diddle him.
but Inio Asano. He's a Japanese mangaka, and he's been around for a while now. He's our age, but he's of course been doing it since he was 20. So that means he's like, got 7,000 books out there or something. But he's had this technique he's used for a while where he's really, really good at like diddling. No, he's really good at detail, like figuring out how to shortcut detail. And so he's created this process where like for instance, like to do a spaceship, he would find home objects, take photos of those objects, and then Photoshop to kind of like combine all these elements and just use that as a like basically design it, print it, but he would print it on, because they're manga, they don't have to like worry about the same crap we do. So he'd print it in black on the page, and then ink it so that it also like he dulls it down so all the detail is there, but then he builds it back up with ink. So you get these crazy detailed backgrounds and designs. And his caricatures are awesome. They're really kind of cartoony, which I love. Like they're so good. So I'm kind of like, I've been studying his techniques just because I think I might try it.
He's not the only person that does that.
No, but he's really good at it. And also he's doing like a battle book now, which is actually kind of cool. Like I wasn't really interested in his older stuff, but his new stuff is fucking wicked, creepy as shit. The Japanese can get away with more shit than we can. They can talk about things and do things that we just can't. So,
So I recently bought a couple of collections after I got back from Heroes Con. And by the way, I filled up an entire small box with potential send-off to be graders from Heroes Con. And one of the boxes I bought had a whole bunch of Spider-Man and Star Wars Dark Horse books in them. And a couple of them are actually rather valuable. So I've put them aside for potential grading. Do you want to see some of the books that I got?
Yes. Hold on. Let me solo layout you.
All right. First, believe it or not, these aren't as valuable as you think they would be.
Okay.
But the Star Wars Dark Empire series from Dark Horse, which was
I would think that's pretty valuable, man.
This is the first, it's all 6 issues of the first Dark Horse Star Wars series.
That is, so let me tell you a little secret really quick about that.
Go ahead.
That is one of the few Star Wars books I ever bought the graphic novels of when it first came out. It is one of my all-time favorite stories. Cam Kennedy is phenomenal. That guy is just incredible.
Well, this series is actually got some valuable pieces in it. This is Star Wars Heir to the Empire.
Okay.
This is all 6 issues. Issue 1, ungraded, a 9.4 is worth $230.
Why?
It's the first appearance of General Thrawn and Mara Jade.
I don't
They
know.
both first appeared in this book. And then there's another book in this series is like a $60 book.
Yeah.
For some reason, I don't know why, but I guess it has somebody's first appearance. But this whole series is very valuable and up there.
How'd you get that? Did you get that in the quarter bins?
Nope. That was in a collection I bought.
Nice.
Mara Jade was Luke's wife.
Mara Jade is Luke's wife. That's right.
Luke got married?
She was known as the Emperor's Hand. She was his head assassin.
It was it was originally, she originally appeared in the Heir to the Empire novels. That's on which the comics are based.
Yep, and they adapt into the comics.
Yeah, I So sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
Well,
Good.
this is issue number 2 and number 3 of Star Wars Jedi versus Sith. It's the first appearance of this guy right here was in this issue, and this is his first cover appearance. This right here is like a $150 book, and this is like an $80 book because of that. Supposedly he's a badass Sith Lord, and this is where he first appeared. So another one is Star Wars Tag and Bank Episode 1, issue number 2.
Hey,
This
MK. I'm just going to cut off Andrew just to say hi.
This is the first appearance or a cameo appearance of some Dark Lord of the Sith. Even though it's a comedy book, it's still like a $25 book. So
Is MK's asking, are you getting these slabbed?
they're in my potentially to be stack. And then of the Spider-Man that I'm going to potentially grade includes, I don't know why, but this issue of Amazing Spider-Man, part of the One More Day issue, is like a $30 book. So it might be worth getting slabbed. This one is an alternate cover to issue number 640, before they did alternate covers every single month for every single title.
Yeah.
This is another one. This is one of the early appearances of the Spider Armor. It's worth a pretty penny.
How much is that worth?
I don't remember exactly. If it's worth $10 or more, I put it aside. This one is a classic Amazing Spider-Man issue.
Yeah, that's a good cover.
This is the issue that came out. This was the 9/11 tribute right after 9/11.
Yeah, I remember that.
Cover. It's like a $60 book.
Really? God, these things, like, it feels like yesterday, dude. That's so crazy.
Issue number 700. I'm not sure why, but this one's got a little bit of value to it. But I recently picked up some issues as potential graders just because they had really great covers. These aren't valuable now, but they could be. This is the latest issue of Gun Honey with a Adam Hughes variant with a naked woman on it. So I mean, there you go. That's why you would grade that.
Really quick. Wait. Pause. MK is asking. I was late. Did Drew go shopping or a haul from a convention?
Both. Some of this is
and now that Andrew, what you should know, MK, is that now that Andrew is retired, he's spending his entire pension or whatever the hell he has on graded comics.
not just yet, but this one is one that I showed you guys last time. Immortal Thor, number 11 with the Art Adams variant.
Yeah.
This one I picked up. I just really liked the way the cover looked.
Yeah.
This was the variant for Helverine issue number 2, which
Helverine?
has
God.
Yes, Helverine,
Yeah.
where it's a Wolverine with a flaming skull, a metal skull. Very much like Ghost Rider, but it's not Ghost Rider. It's actually a demon. And it's not Logan.
Yes.
Can you guess who Helverine actually is? And it's not X-23.
I was literally going to say X-23.
Yeah, no. It's Damien, his son.
Oh.
Dakin, resurrected from the dead and imbued with this demon to make him Helverine.
Good. At least they killed him once.
Yeah. This is the first issue of the new Spider-Gwen series. I just really like the cover.
Is that Adam Hughes?
No.
That's not Adam Hughes?
Villa Lobos or something or other. Lopos. Yeah. It's just good. And then this is one of the ones that I found like I said, I have a whole small box filled with books. But this is one from Heroes Con. This is Exo Manowar number 2.
That's awesome.
From early Valiant days with the gorgeous Barry Windsor Smith cover.
Yeah, that's classic stuff.
I also got
I
another
love the Conan pose.
Yeah, I also got another issue from this series early on, but when I opened it up, the bag, it had a rip all up the back of the cover. So it got through.
Nope, you faded out there. How'd you mute yourself?
I don't know. I didn't mute it, but anyway.
Wasn't me.
I got two new slab books. I've got 9 of them on their way to me, but I got 2 so far in the mail.
I should show the book that I bought from you.
This one I got just because I really liked it. It's an Archie comic, Cherry Blossom number 1.
Oh yeah,
Just great looking cover. And then this one, it's not going to go up for sale in my store. This is actually going to be for my nephew. I already showed it to him. One of these days, I'll give it to him as like a birthday present or Christmas present.
That's
But
pretty
he's
cool.
a big, huge Jurassic Park fan, and I got a copy of issue number 1 for not a bad price.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, Gil Kane cover and everything. Yeah.
That's wicked, man.
But I have a copy of that. That's the limited edition gold Prisma version, numbered. He's not getting that.
He's not kidding. He's not that. You don't
Not
love him
getting
that.
that one. No, not
I'll show
happening.
you really quick. And I got some questions for you guys. We can talk about some AF stuff too. But all right. So I'll just show you this really quick. This I got from Andrew's store. I had never seen this cover and I couldn't resist. So all these slab books really work because I end up buying them because they're kind of the problem. Anyway, so this is Detective Comics number 585. Look, oh god, he gets reflection. Look at that cover. You
That's
see
a
that?
Klaus Janson cover, right?
No, it's not. It looks like Klaus Janson.
No? Did he
No,
do like
he
the
didn't.
interior or something?
Is it Dennis
Not
Cowan?
at all. It's a Jerry Bingham.
Oh.
Okay.
And Norm Brayfogle did the interior.
Oh, okay.
Isn't that incredible?
Well, damn. Now I want to see the issue so I can, read it. You know?
I know. I might look it up later, but it's gorgeous. Like I'm just staring at the cover all day. Like holy crap! Like it reminds me of it looks like a Frank Miller Jansen Batman to me.
It does.
Wow.
It does. Definitely has that feel.
Yeah, I love it. I absolutely love it.
I'm glad, and I only charge you 2.5 times what I paid for it, right?
Well, yeah, you only tripled it. That's fine. Good capitalism, sir. Anyway.
You guys will be proud of me. I actually put up a sign in the store this afternoon
Uh-huh.
that now says if you're paying by credit card, there will be a 10% charge added to cover tax and processing fees
Oh, good.
because a guy screwed me.
Oh, really? You're still angry about
Didn't
this?
screw me. No, this is a different guy. This is a
Another
different.
guy. You're getting screwed by a lot of men, Andrew.
This guy came in. He came in late on a Sunday, and he was there with another guy, and they were looking around, and he was telling me he was from out of town. And the first thing he asked me is, "Hey, do you make deals if somebody's buying a lot of stuff?" And I'm like, "Of course, absolutely. I make deals with everybody." He's like, "Okay, yeah, especially because I have cash." And I go, "Okay, yeah, no problem." So he starts to look through, and it's getting close to 5. So I start, turning off the back lights, lowering down the blinds, that type of thing, kind of giving them hints that it's time to start wrapping up. So he comes up with a bunch of graphic novels that were 3 for $10 type of graphic novels, $4 each, 3 for 10, and about 20, dollar comics.
Wow.
So he's like, "So what can you do for me?" And I said, "Well, let me see." And I said, "Well, I can throw one of these in, and I can do this." I ended up giving him like $8 off.
Okay.
Right? No big deal.
Well, considering it's already dirt cheap prices,
Well, it was a $44. The total would have been $44, and I was lowering it down to $36. And he also said, he's got cash, he's paying in cash, so no big deal. But then he gets up to me and goes, "Oh, but is it okay if I use my card?" It's like, mother. After I gave him the deal, after I gave him the discounts, he then wants to use a card. It's like, talk about screw me over, mother. Oh, and he was
so that means you have
complaining.
to pay an additional 10% or something.
He was complaining because when he came into the store, he's like, "Oh, you don't have AC?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's 10 times cooler in here than it is out that door." But he was like, "Oh, it's just so hot." It's like, oh, it's one of these type of people you can never please. You can never make them happy. And at one point, he walks down the middle aisle, which has the big fan in the aisle. He's like, "Oh God, if I had known there was a fan here, I would have been down this aisle." And I'm like, "Well, there's no comics down that aisle, so that's fine." Just dumb, just dumb people.
I like your voice, your impression of him.
Just so now everybody has to suffer because of him.
Why?
Because now nobody gets away with the bring me up $3 and put it on your card anymore. Nope, not going to happen anymore. You're going to get charged a fee.
So what's the day? How much? Yeah, you get charged the fee from.
Well, I take out tax out of every single sale, so I lose 7.5% on everything. Period, because I don't add tax on. I take it out of my end, And when you use a card, there's more of a service fee involved. So I'm not taking that loss anymore.
Yeah, you should. Nor should you, man.
Well, my accountant has been telling me for years not to do it, and I do it anyway. But in my mind, it hasn't been
That's
that
good.
bad.
Listen, not listening to your accountant is always smart.
It ends up coming up. I get interest. I get PayPal fees. It's about $17 to $20 a month is what I end up paying.
Mhm.
And I've been absorbing that all the way up to this point. I'm not doing that anymore. So all because that one guy pissed me off.
Really, like this is it.
Yeah, well, there is a sign. It's nice and printed and where everybody can see it. Nobody can come up and say, oh, I didn't realize. Nope, sorry.
That's what happens, man. That's how it works.
And then the tax loss I take is anywhere between, like I paid my taxes this month, it was $97.
Mm.
So it's not bad, but
Yeah. So did I? You have to remind me because time is a thing, and it's just summer, and we're all super busy and all that kind of stuff. Did I show you guys all the animation stuff that like the new animation crazy stuff that's out?
no.
I don't think I did. Okay, give me 1 minute. I'm gonna pull some stuff up because I want your opinion. This goes for you too, MK, if you're around. No pressure though. But like, we're talking about. So, long story short, I've been contemplating doing some type of regular animated show content for about 3 years, and the reason I haven't done it is because I've done it a lot and I understand what it takes. And so if I can't mentally commit to it for like 5 years and doing it like all the time, I want to be careful, right? I really want to be careful of my time and my energy. We're already doing so much, and like I'm still terrible at posting an AF, and I need to do a better job at that. So it's already like we're doing a ton, and it's already overwhelming. So I just want to be careful if I'm jumping into an animated show. I got to make sure that the pipeline and basically that everything is set up and easy enough so that one, we can do it on a regular basis, and two, it's not going to murder me, right? Meaning that I'm not like all I'm doing with my entire life from this point on is doing an animated show, right? Because we don't have a giant team, right? So I just want to be very, very careful. So give me 1 minute, and I'm gonna pull some stuff up, and I'll get your opinion.
Well, you showed us that one thing that will like fill in frames.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was gonna go for. Because I haven't shown Andrew. Give me 1 second.
Maybe you did show it to us and I just forgot.
Yeah, he showed us a bunch of animation stuff last week.
Was it last week that I showed you all the animation stuff?
It was
I don't remember anything. So let's see. 1 second. You guys talk for a second because it's hard for me to talk and find this stuff.
It's hard for me to talk and think at the same time.
It's true.
Yeah, I found the other day when I went for my walk, I cannot talk, breathe, and walk at the same time. It's very difficult.
So stop breathing. So just stop breathing, bro. It's problem solved.
Yeah.
My daughter invited me to go on her next 5K that she's signing up for, and I told her, she said it's in August, and I'm like,
No, thank you.
I get a mile. I barely get a mile in. I haven't walked all week this week because I hurt myself. I hurt my calf so bad every time.
Oh.
It just,
You hurt your calf?
yes.
Doing what?
Stepped in the wrong direction and twisted and pulled, and it hurts. So that's life.
He hurt himself today
Avery.
to see if he still feels.
Yes.
No, we did
That's
a lot
really
of work
nice.
in the store Monday and Tuesday. We did painting, and the store's coming along really well.
Good. Oh, you're painting too.
Yep. Well, we finished with the painting, except I remembered after we got done that I was going to paint the racks that hold the slab books on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
and then we ran out of paint, so I had to go buy more paint. And now it's a matter of just when it gets done, it gets done.
All right, so check this out. Let's see. The screen, how to use. So I'm going to show you some other stuff that I haven't shown you. So this is, so you can basically do everything with comics and animation now, okay? So it's pretty close. So this is, there are ways to create line art in Stable Diffusion. So this was just generated, this art piece was just generated in Stable Diffusion. But what this does is it auto colors, which is pretty nuts, man. Look at that. Pretty batshit. So you can go ahead and start coloring stuff. So this is great for our uses, of course. So you can. This is great for comics and animation, all kinds of stuff, right? So this is just a tutorial on how to do it, but
yeah,
it's pretty nuts. And then you also have stuff now called Reposer. So what you can do with Reposer is you can take your character, and what you see it was down here at the bottom. Oh, it's not showing it. Hold on. Sorry, guys. Let me share screen.
Did you see that recent exodus from, I think it's Instagram, where all the artists were leaving Instagram to go to some other new platform?
Yeah, let them. They don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're really dumb. There is no new platform. Like they're just going to leave their accounts, and their accounts are going to wither, and then people are stupid. Everyone's upset about AI, and I'm like, dude, get over it. It really bothers me just because it's such a closed-minded. It's so closed-minded, like, and I get, again, I'm really jaded because I've been through it. I've been through that same thing like a dozen times through animation, where traditional animation turned to digital animation, turned to 3D animation. Like, it's all still valid, guys. Like, it's not going to go away. And when you start to use these tools, what happens is you start to understand that it's not like you still have a massive advantage by having a skill set that actually is able to do what you do. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're just applying and opening your creativity in a new way and building on the experience that you already have. Like, there are music apps out there, and the only thing that people can do is like they're just like creating fake songs for their birthdays and shit because they don't have like a lot of creativity. You know what I mean? And then there are other people that I saw that like they're bringing back samples. Like, the actual art of sampling is coming back, and the art of sampling had been killed through copyright years ago with like NWA and all that kind of stuff, where the DJ would sample stuff from all these different records and create a beat. Like someone did the math on it, and like if you tried to pay for the rights for all of the stuff that in like one NWA album from the 90s, it would be in the tens of millions of dollars. Like, you couldn't make that. It's classic because you can't make it. Well, now what people are doing is with AI, they're actually able to invent samples. So I need a jazz loop. So they have the AI make a jazz loop, and they go through it until they find one they like, and then they're able to use it royalty free. So they're not just having the computer make a song; they're using it to bring back an art form and a sound that they can't otherwise reproduce. I mean, there's so many ways to do this. People are dumb. Anyway, so this is called Reposer. So you can create your line art if you needed to. You can color it, which is great. And what this does is, like, if you notice, so you see this top image right here is the character, and the bottom image is the pose. And then the output is the character in the pose, more or less, right? And so, here's a character turned to the side, profile, and there's the actual photo pose, and now the character's basically turned here. Like, again, for our purposes, like, the character doesn't matter and the style doesn't totally matter. But if I'm having trouble with a pose, that'd be awesome if I could just like take one of my models, pose it, put it in there as a photo, as one of my little poser models, and have the AI kind of generate some kind of rough to help me figure out what my problem is. That's pretty dope, right?
Yeah, dope.
No, am I wrong?
You're dope.
Thanks, Avery.
No, it's a good. It's good. I like it.
I know you like it. I know where you are. You're not gonna fool me, dude.
I think you've shown me this one before.
I've probably showed you this. So like, it's really, really cool, and all this stuff looks complicated, but it's actually fairly straightforward. This one now, I'm going to show you. I know MK says Avery's getting saucy, right? That's what I'm saying, man. And so the next one, this is the big one.
That's what she said.
Yeah. And so I know I showed you guys this last week. So this is TuneCrafter, and what TuneCrafter does is it can take two keyframes and in between it. Again, I think it's, as an animator, I think it's fantastic. I don't think it's destroying the art of animation. I think
you showed this to us last time.
Yeah.
So
you got your start frame, your end frame, and then the output is going to have it animate, right? And she's blinking, and you can even see the seagulls over here. And there's like a million different, this is a good one too, where like the start frame is the train on the water, and then you've still got the train on the water moving forward, and the AI understands that it's a train on water, so therefore it needs to have like water splashing and stuff. And so all of this stuff has got me like really thinking that, not to say we're going to do an anime show, but if it can do this, like these are very specific types of frames that they're testing with, because this is a very hard walk in perspective, and it's doing a pretty darn good job. And anything that's broken, I mean, we're animators, so we can fix it. Like, it's not too, Naruto run, totally. So like, I'm really, and then of course, just to kind of end it, like, you can also do that with pencil tests. So there's your starting keyframe for pencils, your end frame for pencils, and your output. And ultimately, the biggest thing for me, the thing that made me go wow, is if you give it a color frame, it will animate. It can animate the frames in color, which is batshit. So if I give it a pencil test like this, and I give it one image of what I want the shot to look like in color, like say we get a colorist to do a shot, right? Then the output, it will use that color as a guide and will be able to match that across all the frames. And some of these are just bananas, like really crazy. Like the crazy, this is a nutty one because of the water. So there's your color frame, and then it's just like splashes on his hands and it's fully color. I mean, that's insane. And I think there's one or two more I'll show, and then this last one is pretty cool. This is like, you've got your start frame and your end frame, and you're not sure what to do, what it is or what she's supposed to do. So then you also provide the animation, like the actual pencil animation, like that. And that's a pretty detailed animation, but whatever. There's the animation, and it will output the entire thing in color on model. Like that's crazy to me. That is absolutely nuts. So this is absolutely going to be used in production. MK says this kind of, what does he say? This kind of smacks of a Zoetrope-based comic, panel to panel, working like an animated GIF. Yeah, dude, like an animated GIF. Hey, Doc.
Hello.
What's up, Doc?
Eyes here.
Welcome. So
Thanks.
I was just showing him, I think I showed you this stuff, the animated TuneCrafter stuff. Have you seen this?
Mm-hmm.
I think I've showed you this. So there's just a lot of crazy shit we can do. And so it's got me thinking, a little bit more about the production pipeline of what we could do with an animation.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the things that we need to do, and we know we talk about this a lot. We talked about it internally, and I'm very open about it. Like we're doing very well in terms of networking inside the Web3 space. Like we know a lot of people. We've got a good network. Like we're kind of embedded. We're known for quantity. Like everybody, I won't say everybody knows us, but for the people that do know us, they know we're legitimate, right? And like we're doing really well on that side. The part that we're lacking, of course, is the discovery side. We had really great discovery in 2021, and then the tide went out with the entire market, which is why we started networking with people in Web3, so we could have kind of like an anchor, right? Yeah. And now we're like, okay, cool, we're ready to start going in and bringing more people back into discovery in that discovery phase. and
We need more sex appeal like this.
more sex appeal. Yeah. Well, Doc, you'll be on the cover of every.
Yeah.
Put
Put this right.
with Andrew. So anyway, I always go back and forth because I'm like, it's either do comics on a regular basis or do animation. Of course, my heart is in comics, but I also recognize that animation is probably what the people want. It's got better discovery. You've got YouTube outlets. The internet is video, so you have a lot more opportunity for eyeballs with animation. And so what's cool is with this type of a pipeline, my original idea was sort of a Cartoon Planet, Space Ghost Coast to Coast Cartoon Planet thing. So just for reference, Cartoon Planet. Let's see. Yeah, so my original thought was before AI was even a thought or a possibility, my original idea was something like this, right? Where you have it's really just old school retarded middle age.
I miss that shit so much,
It's
man.
so good, dude. You better believe that I'm going to be doing this.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Like as a homage, absolutely going to be dressing.
Yeah. Got to.
Yeah, 100%. And then it's very simple animation. It's all obviously most of it, it's all rotoscoped and taken from the original stuff.
Yeah.
So originally I was thinking about this, where you have just some basic shots, like a C-Lab 2021 or something like this. But now we have these AI tools that can help us animate and color. So it might mean that we could do a C-Lab 2021 or a Space Ghost Coast to Coast Cartoon Planet thing, but with a modern style, right? A little more updated, cool, even kind of making fun of anime a little bit. I don't know. I'm still thinking of it as a talk show, kind of hot topics of the day, kind of just taking a crap on all the stuff that he's taking a dump on.
You could definitely do Archer level with that.
Oh yeah, not even a question, man. Not even a question. 100%. So I don't know. It's hard for me because like I said, I have this daydream of waking up and just drawing comics all day, every day, but it just is well, I can do that, but it's not going to get as many eyeballs as if we do something really fucking out there with a show with shit. Right. So I don't know. I wanted to bring it up and talk about it because I'm getting closer and closer. So we have Web3 Comic Con that's going on right now. We're getting all that stuff ready. Web3 Comic Con comes out next month. We're going to start promotion here soon-ish. We've got, we still have a bunch of interviews to do. Not a bunch, but we're about 75% done, I think, with the interviews. We got a little bit left. Doc, I got to get you on there, buddy.
Yeah, I'm the other 25.
You're the other 25. and we're gonna do that promotion, and we're gonna lock it down, get it done, and then as soon as Web3 Comic Con is over, we start production either on the Adult Fantasy comic book or the Adult Fantasy animated show. I will say
the comic we wrote or story
like that, something in that vein. Yeah.
I
will say, and Doc is the only one. Doc and Dusty are the only ones that have heard this, but I did come up with an Adult Fantasy theme song and a theme song for the animated show, and I'm really, really, really happy with the tracks.
It's pretty rad.
Doc, what did you think? You thought it was pretty good?
Yeah, it's really, 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 really awesome.
Yeah, it's just batshit. I wish I could play it. I wish I could play it on StreamYard, but we tested this and it just doesn't work. It gets all choppy. So
yeah, you need full glory.
I will have to send it to you guys or put it on YouTube private or something so you can hear it. Maybe I'll slip it into Summoners and AF soon, just to give a teaser. But
yeah, cool.
Anyway, I don't know, man. I feel like I need that final push to kind of be no, just do the comic, or animation is a stupid idea. Or
Well, we
no,
need-
do
well-
the animation. Don't do the comic.
Yeah. Well, I need to do a comic.
Well, I know you have to do it. That's done. Like we're gonna do that. Like that's not. You don't have to worry about that.
I mean, look, this is like kind of what I suggested the other day to you. Instead of going full talk show, that's
Yep.
going to take time and doing. I mean, like even some of the first Cartoon Planet stuff, it was like snippets, you know? And I think that there's a way to do both. And that is by using some animations to introduce people into the world of adult fantasy with characters and skits and things
Yeah.
like that. And then that leads into like, hey, what the hell are these guys even talking about? And then the comic from there.
Yeah.
And if that works, then start, doing more of the long form stuff where you're still doing interviews. And it depends on the time format too. I mean, is this a 10-minute thing? Is it a
these would
15-minute
be
thing?
these would be a show by show. I'm thinking like 5 to 10 minutes tops.
Yeah, I think 10 minutes.
Really short. Oh, YouTube. It's a YouTube show, right?
Right.
Maybe long enough to get ads, but really it's just long enough to like get stuff.
10, 15 minutes tops.
Space Ghost interviewing the characters, MK says.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
I will say, like, Doc, you came up, you were talking about last time we were on a call together, we were talking about looking at like Pudgy Penguins and doing like GIFs and kind of doing like GIF wars and stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
I think that the issue, Dusty brought up something, and he was like, in his mind, the problem with that is that it doesn't give a lot of meat to people to actually get addicted to a show. Like when you have a show, when you have characters, or when you have like episodic content, people get attached to the story, to the concept, and to the characters. Because I tried to sell Dusty. I'll tell you, I'll show you. I actually tried to sell him after you and I talked. I tried to sell Dusty on. Let me see if I can open my entire screen here. Yeah, so this is something, and I think we talked about this, Doc. I had way back in the day. So like way back in the day. Oh, come on. Can I open this? I had. How do you even open GIFs? I don't even fucking know. Whatever. Can I open it? Just open the damn thing. Oh, come on. Whatever. Does anyone know how to open GIFs that aren't on a fucking...
It never works, man. Like,
great.
You gotta open them in like a video player, maybe.
Yeah, I know.
Like
whatever.
I don't know. You're on Mac. That's like a whole different language to me.
I know. I'm just gonna go
try to tell
to. Basically, I had this idea years ago when I was in college to do GIFs, like regular animated GIFs. Of like just anime stuff, because I was back into it, like I was in the back in the day, right?
Yeah.
Like this, like just random snippets of something, right? Because it's short enough that you could get into the drawing of it, like do like a really detailed drawing and like subtle animation and kind of get it done, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, well, what if we did weird little snippets of like this, of adult fantasy, of like different shots, right? But Dusty again had a really good point about it not having, there's no connection, meaning it doesn't
There's no there's no context.
There's no and just to be blunt, and I'll be straight up, like Pudgy, and this is my opinion, but I think it's true, like all of these NFT projects that are doing GIFs, and they're getting tens of millions, or in some case billions of views, right? The problem is that's a vanity metric. It doesn't mean fucking anything. It's really cool in a pitch deck to get money, but like nobody knows what the hell those are. I would be shocked if there was some kind of, you'd have to prove to me that has some kind of funnel KPI value.
Yeah, it doesn't convert. I mean, that's at the end of the day,
it doesn't do anything. Like it's a great promotion, you know, and
Mhm.
people might see maybe. I mean, they don't even put their name on it, which I don't honestly understand. There might be something I'm missing.
That's the thing I was saying. Like I showed you the ones for the project that I was kind of friends with the other day. They did a lot of parody ones, like the guy sitting on the little swinging bench by himself, or like Money Printer Go Burr. They insert their characters, which is cool, and with the right tags and SEO, that's going to come up when you search. However, there's nothing on the GIF that says adult fantasy logo or whatever
Right.
the hell for people
Yeah,
to
they
like.
don't. There's no. They don't. Yeah.
Like,
I
how
don't
does that convert? It, even though
It
it's
doesn't.
cool and I respect the work and the time that they did because they have like a ton of them, doesn't convert.
Right. So yeah, that's kind of my point exactly. So I'm tempted to do the shorter stuff, like something like weird little, get really detailed in that shit because
Yeah.
it's just my nature of
Yeah.
of animating and drawing. I like a lot of information and detail, but I don't know if it makes a lot of sense to do it that short, right? I mean,
Yeah.
maybe, and honestly, like if you look at all these GIFs, what they are is they're snippets from longer form
Yeah.
content, right? So
Oh yeah, of course. Like that's all stuff that's whatever. But I still think there's something to doing like 1 to 2 minute sketches that are in world, and then you can put those on TikToks or make shorts or have links or like flash a logo or whatever, and then you're drawing people to the site if you make them discoverable somehow. Let me show you something. What is this? No. YouTube. This is and I didn't realize this until the other day.
I guess sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
While you're doing that, like I guess the last barrier, here's the deal. The last barrier that I have personally with this is, okay, so the pipeline is set. I'm sure there'll be problems. This is all cutting edge technology that we'd be using, so I'm sure it's not gonna be butter smooth. But I'm pretty confident in that we can do this. What's fascinating is that traditionally in animation production, while scripting and writing and voiceover takes time and energy and capital, the animation is what takes the most is the most laborious part.
Yeah.
Well, with what I'm seeing between all of these things, if they work, the animation is no longer the most laborious part. For us, it's going to be, okay, guys, it's another week. What's the topic we're going to talk about? Let's figure out this topic. Let's look at the trending. What's trending on YouTube? Do we want to talk about Justin Bieber this week? Okay. Right. And we'll talk about this pop star or this politician or whatever. Okay, guys, let's go into the lore games, and we're just going to shoot the shit about this topic we don't actually give a shit about for, I don't know, 3 or 4 hours, and we'll figure it out. We'll be able to cut up a script from that, or we'll cut up a show from that. So, you see what I'm saying? Like everything else is taken care of. AI voices done, like all of it is taken care of. Voice acting, like we can use some voice actors in Melissa's network, so we've got all the stuff. But I don't know. I haven't cracked yet how to not make the writing. I'm trying to make this not a living hell for all of us.
Yeah. Right. Don't give it to Chat GPT. They write bad jokes.
Totally, it's terrible. Well, and that's why I'm like, well, even if we did something like where it was like super detailed and super animated or whatever, like I know personally that I could sink my teeth into that. Yeah. And there's like not very little dialogue, if any. It's more sound design, which is actually kind of taken care of with all the AI stuff. And do you see what I'm saying? Like, I am a little fearful of the writing / performing side of it. I haven't cracked it yet, and that's sort of where I'm a little. So anyway, I didn't mean to cut you off, Doc.
No. This plays into what you're talking about, and also what I talked. In the server, I just sent that tweet, and it was just some Solana meme coin where I had seen that they had hired 10 animators, right, to do whatever. But check this out. This is all about conversion and just everything. You know Hamster Combat, right?
Nope.
Okay, there's a blockchain. There's Telegram's blockchain called Ton, and they have a huge API SDK out now. so that you can make a game for your phone, right? On the blockchain. And right now the meta is, it's like, let me see if I can find it actually. It's like they're like tapping games, like tap 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 for airdrops, and you tap so much and you earn a little guy that auto taps for you, and you tap tap tappity taparoo. Hamster Combat has this. It's really clean UI or whatever. Let's see, Hamster Combat. So it's so ridiculously dumb simple. It's a time waster, right? But this has like, and I'm shitting you not, this has like 30 million users. Okay, I don't know if you can see this. Look,
they've got 30 million subs, although that might not be real.
No, they have 30 million users too.
Jesus,
I swear to God. So, yeah, and that converts over into this. So, they are making estimated. Gosh, where's the article? I got to find it. I don't want to misquote, but let me just, like, with their subs and with their videos or whatever, from ad revenue, like 5 mil a month or something ridiculous. There's an article. Don't quote me. It's a lot of money though. But they're doing animation.
Hey hamsters, given how well our previous videos about wallets did, we figured this topic is important to you, eh? So we decided to look closer at hot wallets, their types, and how you can use them. Remember,
of course, they're doing like, this is like, it's about crypto. It's a hot wallet. It's not even it's not even funny. It's just, it's straight informative, and it's not the best. And I mean, this is like,
MK
says
graphics. MK says go the news route. Hold on, he said go to the news route. We chatted about it long ago. Do it like Sci-Fi Channel used to. How did Sci-Fi?
Oh yeah.
How did Sci-Fi? I don't remember how the Sci-Fi Channel did it. I don't remember that.
I'm trying to remember.
But we thought about like news like hey Joe Biden, like straight up like policy stuff, like politics stuff. And maybe, and then he says, "Oy vey, I get spammed about Hamster Combat."
Oh dude, I had 5 people try to get me to sign up for that today.
30 million, all hoping for airdrops.
Yeah. And it's whatever. It's the meta. Like there's a lot of money going there, but I just goes to show you that like this really silly idea, they are capitalizing and making a ton of extra revenue with like this.
Well,
it's not even funny. It's just like whatever. But they get.
Sorry. I was looking at I was looking at Tucker Carlson or whatever as well.
Yeah, Tucker Carlson. Yeah, one of their videos got 26 million views.
Who's that? That's
Hamster Combat.
Why? What am I missing about that? It's not. It's obviously not the style or the
from 6 days ago. Yeah,
it's not the style or the. How are they?
It's probably a combination of engagement on the game, right? To like earn a booster or something like that, like earn a tap booster. Go watch this week's video, right? And as long as they get past, these are 2 minutes long, 3 minutes long. I don't know what the length is for monetization to kick in, but I'm sure they've got it so that their videos are probably the bare minimum that you got to see to get through monetization. But I'm sure it's all built in. I don't know. I don't use the app because I've got better things to do than tap all day. But yeah, so they're making money before they're even doing anything from YouTube, which is crazy.
Yeah, you've got me curious as to how they do this. I mean, obviously we can't. There's a lot of things we can't do. Like we can't do anything illegal.
No. You can't repeat this. Everyone's trying to repeat this right now. I'm just showing you how it's like they took a thing and then they leveraged something else, and they're doing it with these little animations. And I mean, they're not like what we would consider like a show animation. They're not artistic or whatever. It's really like motion graphic kind of like, the like things, they even have that auto-generated explainer video with like horrible little like motion graphic. You know what I'm talking about? It's like that style. But you know what? It's getting them somewhere. So they found a medium to capture an audience, and then they built on top of that with the YouTube channel that they're monetizing and making the money from. And I find it very interesting.
This is batshit, man. That's absolutely batshit. That's a shit ton of views.
I mean, we could make a Telegram adult fantasy game where you go boss battler shit or whatever the fuck,
Does
right?
Hamster Combat have a token? Is that what it is?
Well, I mean, they, supposedly they will, yeah. But I mean,
just
like,
I don't understand anything about this. So
none
they have
of these.
Okay, wait. You got
Yeah.
now. You can't because it's too. I want now. I'm a systems guy, right?
Okay.
So Hamster Combat. Here's what I know. They have 32 million. MK is getting spammed all day. I've never heard of these people.
Yeah.
So you're getting 32 million subscribers.
Yep.
And you're right. Their last videos, they're doing a video a day, and they're getting 3 million from 5 hours ago. From yesterday, 9.8 million, 11 million, 13 million, 13 million, 7 million, 6 million, 26 million.
Mhm.
Yeah.
How the fuck are they doing this?
It's got to be tied in with the app of the platform.
Step
There's
one,
got to be.
MK says, step one, collect underpants. Step 3, profit.
Well, yeah, it's right here, man. Look, right here. I don't know if you can see it. Right at the top, daily reward claim. You can see the YouTube logos, right? Go to the YouTube, get, entered for whatever kind of like daily reward. Invite 3 friends, get more things. It's all super, like, here it is. I clicked it. 650 million liquidated, Mount Gox BTC move. Watch the video. You get 100,000 coins.
Oh, so they're just paying people to watch the content.
It's engagement, and they're not even paying them. They're paying them with like pretend tokens that they're trying to earn for a hopeful airdrop, right? It's genius. It's absolutely genius.
Where
like,
is that?
They're using.
Is this an app or something?
Yeah, it's a Telegram app. There's a Telegram blockchain. They've got wallets, exchanges, all this kind of stuff. They've got their own scripting language. I can't remember what it's called right now. APIs, SDKs, all this kind of stuff to build Telegram apps.
Okay.
Right? Because even outside of crypto, you have to also think, like, yes, in crypto, we use Telegram, but people use Telegram all over the world just for like regular messaging and WhatsApp, right? That's just like a way to do stuff. So if you talk about converting people into crypto with this silly little tap game on a thing that they're already using all day, and we're talking like developing countries and stuff like that, they use Telegram, and getting them to do this thing for a chance to win money, dude. I mean, talk about absolute genius play, top level, like.
Yeah, this is batshit. I still don't totally understand. I mean, I understand it, but I don't totally understand like how they did it or what. We'll talk about this later because I need to break this apart into
Just an example of like leveraging, whatever. They're leveraging a technology to push money to their YouTube.
Okay. A tap game of adult fantasy characters where it's sort of like Contra on rails and you're just tapping to shoot, but they keep run automatic like Contra and its characters like,
Exactly.
Full Metal Jackson and Devoid.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, and make it look like Contra. Make it,
Yeah.
8-bit graphics.
Yeah.
One dude can make a game like that these days. You find one programmer, one dude.
Yep. That's why so much attention and money is getting poured into that ecosystem. But there's going to be a ton of shit. But there's also opportunity to. They've got grants and everything. So like, if you had a good game loop that was, I mean, whoever designed this game loop, it's not even a game. It's complete. It's all engagement. They took all of the shit that I hate about playing a free Web 2 game. And then somehow they've managed to get people to do it without a game in the hopes that they get a token in the end, right? Like, masterful stroke. I doff my hat to whoever's figured this out. It's just incredible. But it's just full of like little upgrades. You spend coins on upgrades. So you get, if I've got...
They're the first YouTube channel to gain... They're going for the Guinness Book of World Records right now.
Yeah.
The first YouTube channel to gain over 10 million subscribers in 1 week.
Yes, dude. Yes.
1 week.
Yes.
6 days.
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
Yes. Yeah. It's insane.
Jesus, dude.
And clearly they've got a good team. They've got researchers. They're putting to these news. I mean, they're pumping this crap out, every day or every couple days. It is every day. 1 day ago, 2 day ago, 3 day, 4, 5. It is like
Where do
every
you
day.
just out of curiosity? Where do you play Hamster Combat?
On Telegram?
It's literally it's like a Discord game.
Yeah, but it's on
It's on
Telegram.
Telegram.
Like you could do actual graphical gaming on Telegram now.
Got it. Okay.
Through this this API and this architecture that they've made.
All right, I'm gonna have to dive into it. I'm gonna get sucked into this. Oh God. But I see your point, right? So it's just I mean, well, this is pure engagement, Bake.
This is pure engagement. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But it's also discovery, right?
Yeah.
If you've got one good app in what is to be a sea of shit, it's going to stand out after a while. The thing would be like, what would you do on the adult fantasy tap game, and what would be the rewards, and how would all that work? But I mean, just trying to just show an example of like using different medias to drive, and they're driving that monetization money.
Yeah.
They're laughing all the way to the bank because they don't have to distribute any of that, or they're using that to fund what will be like their token and the liquidity.
Right, and the token right now is just points or something, right?
It's just it's a soft token. It's just like any regular video game currency. It's like you use the tokens to buy a helper that starts to auto tap, so you tap faster, right?
Yeah.
So you don't have to tap. So you don't have to do the tapping. It's all idle.
We've been talking internally about a clicker game. We did that like a couple months ago.
You make one where, but the clicker is subdued's nips.
Well, I don't want to. I'll tell you off camera. I'll have to say we actually Dustin came up with something as a joke, and I thought it was brilliant. And it was a subcoin.
Yeah.
The subdued coin.
Yeah. We talked about it. I think we talked about it on the air.
Yeah.
Or like a rubbing game with Henis's neck, where you have got to
So
up and down motion, like
Oh my God.
weird mini games, right? Like just a whole bunch of really weird mini games.
Mm-hmm. Then why have the animation? I mean, I know they have the animation. They have the YouTube channel they're getting ad revenue, I guess.
Yeah.
But I don't really see that there's not.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, you could go back to a YouTube, which, ultimately, whatever, it's all about driving it to the main product, I guess. These guys are kind of working in reverse, really. That they have the product driving to the extra media, but they just did it really in such a way that I think it's, from a business perspective, in marketing is outstanding, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, we were talking about this. I read that article the other day about how much money they were making, and on doing this, and it's just insane. But that's the reach. That's a lot of it has to do with the reach of Telegram. Like, there are only 30 million active wallets in blockchain gaming across all blockchains, not counting this right now. I was just looking at analytics the other day, right? And of those, only so many are like truly active. So
and of those, because I mean, we all have like 17 different wallets.
Yeah, true. But these are like active ones that are making transactions daily or whatever. But there's no way all 30 million of those people are also playing Hamster Game. So that means that this has crossed over from the blockchain into like a Web 2. Right. So they achieved that. It's conversion. Ton is going to do a lot for converting people into the blockchain ecosystem.
Yeah, that's fascinating. Well, I mean, we got a little off track because we're talking about adding games.
Yeah, sorry.
No, it's good. But this is all part of it, right? Like like, I think the interesting thing is that, and this is something to remember, like both this Hamster Combat thing and Tucker Carlson, like the animation is terrible. Like, these are not professional animation projects.
No. course.
They're just driving crazy amounts, trying to drive anyway, crazy amounts of traffic to it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Tucker Carlson works because they actually talk about news stuff, just satire. So it can cross over, right?
Right.
All these things have these mechanisms that it either makes sense for Hamster Combat. They do just crypto news because they've already onboarded the users and now they're doing education. That's what they're doing. They're converting and then they're like, watch our thing about what's a hot wallet, what's not a hot wallet. They're doing the education. Tucker Carlson is trying to get the normies on the satire to come over and find the meme coins.
So, I mean, it's always hard. I'm going to read that article too, but I don't know how. Like I said, I'm just now hearing about Hamster Combat, but it seems like what they did that maybe was their brilliant stroke for discovery, because actually, it seems like, interestingly enough, it seems like the weakest thing they have is the YouTube show, because the YouTube show looks like trash, and they're just talking about what a hot wallet is.
Yeah,
and like that's fine. I mean, whatever. They're probably pushing that they're getting ad revenue out. Like that's the goal.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, and there's like bot farms working and click farms and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, any content we do would be more evergreen. So it probably, if we could, I mean, I'm daydreaming, right? If you got 1/10 of that traffic to an evergreen YouTube channel, you would be fine.
Oh yeah, dude, 100%.
But I'm curious as to like, so they have a clicker game, and the clicker game is like, go watch this thing for daily 100,000 shitcoin, the imaginary coin, right?
Mm-hmm. To put back in the clicker game.
To put back in the clicker game to speed up the clicks, right?
Yeah.
I would be so curious as to how they scaled, how they got in front of that many people. They must be spending a fortune on ads or something.
Yeah, I mean, potentially, but then again, it's just one of those things where those idle games, there's a reason there's so many idle games on like mobile store markets.
Yeah, but there's got to be discovery for that too. Like I've never heard these guys have 30 million views, yet I'm on crypto Twitter all day. I've never heard of it, and I, granted, I barely use Telegram, but Telegram, to the best of my knowledge, doesn't have like an internal ad system, right?
Yeah. Well, depends. There are like, you can, if you own a channel, or if it's just like an announcement only channel, you can add ads to the bottom of stuff. Or if it's like a bot that you incorporate, it can have ads to help pay for the bot. Like it's definitely there.
Do you think it's okay? So, because I'm thinking about all this stuff. Do you think it's important to tie an animated show to something like that? We literally talked about a clicker game. So
I mean,
I don't want to go that far yet. I'm not saying that, but
I mean, I think that the thing would be, yeah. I mean, you could try to take a page out of this book, definitely, but then they're pumping out, like, they have a much easier path. They can sit there and plan out what is a XYZ, and they can load up on these and have them ready to deploy a video every single day, and it's not hard. They're not looking for angles or comedy or satire or extra writing or whatever. On a small scale, could it potentially work? Yeah, but what's the actual reward for people? Like, people are doing this because there's a bunch of people in Indonesia or whatever, they're using Telegram, and they think, and they're willing to sit there and click and do whatever and grind because they think they're going to win a token, right? That's not what adult fantasy is.
Right, and I also am under no illusion that the minute the jig is up, this whole thing collapses.
Yeah, potentially. Yeah, potentially.
I mean, literally, Hamster Racing was like what, 6 months ago?
Yeah,
and I thought that was brilliant, actually.
Yeah. Anyway, it's a good example though of just how they're just using different medias to drive back to whatever.
No, it's great, and it brings up an important point where it's not just about the thing, right? It's not just about making an animated show and putting it out there. It's like what these guys have done is they've tied it directly into whatever the clicker game that they're making it into, and they're creating that habit loop to like click the button, go watch the thing, go, you know what I mean? Like,
yep. And if you're doing it on your phone, it's just like like my daughter, she plays free games. They'll have these like interstitial ads, right? So you have to let the ad play for at least 15 seconds, sometimes 30 before the X will appear, and you can actually kick the ad off and go back to the game. And I'm sure the same thing is here. So they're probably actually getting like the full views because the phone can track that. How long are you spending on it? So that's all pre-programmed. Like you have to click this, and then they have to spend 2 minutes or at least whatever the minimum is, 1 minute 30 seconds time on site before they can come back to the game. That way they secure that ad revenue no matter what that's generated from the YouTube.
I'm going to ask you a newbie question. Where does this sit inside of Telegram? So I'm inside my Telegram, right? Yeah. I don't use Telegram nearly as much as Discord, right?
Yeah.
But I've got my profile, I've got my phone, whatever icon, I've got my chat icon.
Right.
And I clicked on the link on YouTube and I'm inside, so I see Hamster Combat, but I don't see like an icon or anything where it sits inside of Telegram.
Honestly, I'm not sure if you can do it. Let me see if can you do it from your PC? Let's see. I think you can.
So it's really pure mobile. Like
you can. You can do it. Then it pops up another little screen. Yeah.
Right. Where is it? Like I don't see an icon or anything to revisit to the game. Like if I was to leave this, I would have to.
You just I just typed hamster and it popped up in my search. But I've joined the game, so it's like in my chats or something somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah, the discovery method's weird, but it's all based on recruiting people. So I mean, that's why like MK is like I get spammed a million times because you get tokens for recruiting people. It's like pyramid stuff.
And they don't have a token yet.
Oh no, you do have to play on your mobile because it's giving me a QR code. So it's only for mobile. Like the gaming's only for the mobile. But I could send you an invite, and then you go through the thing, and then it just says, "Can Hamster Combat access your Telegram?" Like yes, and then when you want to go do it, like I just typed HAM, and then just like you can't really see down the bottom here. It says like play, and I would click that, and it pops that up.
Yeah, go ahead and send me a link. It's fascinating that they have this, but it's much more developed than Discord gaming.
Oh yeah. Telegram, whatever they've done recently to allow people to build on this. Well, it's Telegram's blockchain that it's all running on. Yeah. So it's advantageous for them to like actually build these kind of rails, and I think Discord probably will do. They won't want to miss that boat. Can I introduce me? I want that pink Cadillac.
Can I interest you in some Amway? Also, perhaps some Mary Kay. Yeah, I'm not serious. Totally considering this. I'm just trying to decipher.
Yeah. Of course.
Like take out some of the things that we can possibly use that aren't complete like spammer shit. We actually have like a weird opportunity in that we can probably get away with clicker game type shit for AF because of our angle, you know what I mean? Our personalities.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't totally want to mimic this because it is totally like everything wrong with everything.
Yes. That too. It's like, how could you take something like this and make it AF so that it's functional but still funny and in that realm of ridiculously that, how can you make fun of the clicker games? Like, that's an avenue. That's like that's a legitimate like take on stuff. It's like, what can you do to make it work but be ridiculous? Spoof it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Spoof it, play way into the pyramid, a la Teen Titans Go. Wait, say that again? Totally on brand for AF. Explain. Do you know what he's talking about, Doc?
Not really. I've never watched Teen Titans Go.
Well, I guess Teen Titans Go is wicked awesome, so I know that. But spoof it, play way into the pyramid. You mean totally on brand for AF. You gotta explain, MK. I'm a little lost. I kind of like. Are you talking like a pyramid is actually like a place? So just to clarify, we have been talking about doing simple gaming and bringing the games in as story, like actual stories. So not just to have some shitty game that has no fucking point to spam people into doing bullshit. Although that could be part of it because that is on brand.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like actual tying them into lore. And we even talked about doing that, like distributing through coins. I had not thought of like doing that in the way that these guys do, where they're just like, go watch our video and you get 10,000 BAMF coins or whatever.
Yeah.
That's
I wish we
cool.
had. I wish we had like a bajillion dollars. Do you remember there's a PC game?
I do too. I do
Ci-
too. That would be
Called
nice.
City of Heroes back in the day, and they
Oh,
had
yeah.
like the best character designer. Like you could literally they did so good with like powers and costumes and all kind of stuff. You could
Oh
make
yeah.
cool.
Wait, you're talking about City of Heroes or City of Mist?
City of Heroes.
City of Heroes.
It's
yeah,
like a
City of
superhero
Heroes.
MMO.
Yep.
Yeah, dude, and like making like an adult fantasy version of that, and that's kind of almost what it was. It didn't lean too far into like really the satire, but man, that'd be fun. Like actually just like kicking around Hyper Brooklyn with just the absolutely most bananas characters. Like I made a character for Star Trek Online once, and everyone's trying to make cool Vulcans and stuff. Dude, they had like a million sliders, and I made the most horrific looking, frumpy, dumpy looking, horned, like long fingered creeper looking motherfucker I could come up with, and named him Bongo Schmidlap, and just go in there and troll all the Trek nerds and stuff all the time. Like that's what I want for Double
Yeah,
Fine.
Ramel of all people, Ramel told me we should do, and he might be right. Have you seen Minora Team?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The old Minora Team things where it's just
Yeah.
like the most racist shit.
Yeah.
He was like, we should do that, and I'm like, oh God, all right.
The animation's shitty though on that, but it still works, right?
Yeah, it was just drawing. It was like draw a little some like Kirby-esque drawing, and then animating mouths and stuff.
That's
really
all
simple.
you really need, man.
Yeah, do it really easy. I know I overthink everything, and everything has to be like the best it fucking can be, and that's actually
No, I'm with you.
no, it's a fucking problem.
But Minority Team worked partly because it is shitty. Tucker
Yeah.
Carlson works because it looks ridiculous, and that's the aesthetic of like the meme coin community. Like they're dialed in on that on that front.
Yeah.
But I'm also I'm also with the we should make comic books thing. Or you guys should. I can't draw. Get to work, assholes. Need more content.
You sons of bitches, get to work. Yeah. What does he say? KG says, or sorry, MK says, watch the episode, do the game like a pyramid scheme in our lore, lean into it.
Yeah, oh yeah.
We oh wow, that ton coin took off like a bat out of hell, didn't it?
Yeah, dude. And people have been talking about it for so long, a couple people I know, and I was like, ton, okay, cool. And then I missed that boat, bro.
I'm gonna YouTube, hold on. MK, I'm gonna YouTube this episode because I don't remember it. It's the Teen Titans.
I have to say, I really enjoy when you guys start talking about stuff I know absolutely nothing about. Gives me time to get my videos edited and posted for tomorrow.
Glad.
I'm already done for the night, which means when we're done tonight, I can go right to bed. I'm looking forward to it. Thank you, guys.
Yeah. Do you want us to do it while you're trying to go to bed too? We could be like your audio book.
No, that's okay. I did that one time. There was one time when, for some reason, I was going to be really, really late. So instead of joining the stream, I just turned it on and watched it while I was laying in bed.
Yeah.
You guys aren't that interesting.
So, really
I don't
quick.
think you were there, Doc. I don't think you were there. It was these guys, and they're
Yeah.
I thought they put me to sleep, but actually, all they did was fill me with nightmares. So
I've fallen asleep on stream before.
you have?
Yeah, I was muted and I just went to sleep.
I've probably fallen. I know I have fallen asleep.
Dude, I've fallen asleep in the dentist chair while they were like doing work on me before.
So who's gonna go see Wolverine, Deadpool.
Hold
Yeah.
on. I want to finish this really quick because I'm almost done. I'm almost done.
Jeez, okay.
Hold on. So I'm just making sure because I'm looking at this. So Teen Titans Go Pyramid Scheme is the name of the episode, I assume. So I'm gonna watch that, and then MK says, watch the episode, do the game like a pyramid scheme. In our lore, lean into it. That's pretty smart. And he says perpetual coin drop. That's just perpetual. The coin average is totally. I see that's the whole thing. If you're gonna do something like that, you got to make sure that it absolutely can't be seen as like some financial instrument.
Yeah.
So you have to just be like, no, it's literally worthless.
Yeah. The release date is perpetually moved out on the calendar every every month.
Yeah. Every week it just goes further out. Cool. All right, Andrew. I'm sorry. You can talk now.
No, I was just asking if anybody was planning on going to see the movie because we're going to go as a family. I think the second night we're going to go.
Does it come out like this week or something?
July 17th, I think. So 2 weeks.
Cool.
Yeah,
I'd like to.
I keep seeing more and more trailers where they're adding in different characters. Like, I don't know if you guys saw the Sabretooth part.
I didn't.
Oh, it looks well. It's
trailers.
It's the Sabretooth from X-Men #1. You know, the burly. You know.
Yeah, the hair.
Yeah, and Wolverine's getting ready to go up against him, and then Deadpool's like, "Stop!" because he's got swords sticking out of him. It's got to make you look good because everybody's been waiting for this. This is going to be great. And there's been some clips that have Azeel in it and from X-Men 3, I think, or no, that was First Class maybe. But they're cameoing a whole bunch of characters, and it doesn't look like there was one clip I saw where there's 3 bad guys standing together, and it really looks like it was clips from the movies put together, not the actual actors being in the movie. So I think there might be a lot of that. So
that's cool. Yeah, I bet they do a lot of good fan. The last one had a lot of good fan service in it.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it'd be good.
Yeah, I am too. I think it's gonna be a really good movie. MK says he's looking for he's gonna see that and Trap. What's Trap? I don't know Trap.
Trap's a M. Night Shyamalan movie.
Oh yeah, I did see. I saw a trailer for this
with what's his name, the guy who was like a heartthrob when he was younger. And he plays a dad in the movie. He definitely looks very daddish.
Yeah,
Josh Hartnett is his name.
Yeah.
I was just gonna guess him. Just joking.
Yeah. He was. I was telling my wife. I said we were watching the trailer, and I said, "Do you recognize that guy?" And she's like, "No." And I'm like, I said the name Josh Hartnett, and she's like, "Tell me a movie." I said Pearl Harbor with Ben Affleck. He was in the Faculty.
Wasn't he in Lucky Number 11?
Yes, he was in the second Sin City movie. I mean, he was a heartthrob that was in a lot of stuff, but he like disappeared for the longest time. Right. But he now looks like a dad, so he looks great in that role. So I'm looking forward.
Yeah, that's a really interesting premise. I mean, it's M. Night Shyamalan, so unfortunately he's been tagged with like, always having like some kind
here's the thing that you might like, Todd. Mm-hmm. There's rumors that it might be in the Unbreakable universe because in the trailer they said the FBI knows this guy's going to be here. Well, how did the FBI find out this guy was going to be there? What if Bruce Willis's character like ran up against him or something and notified the FBI of where the guy was going to be? That's how the FBI found out.
Oh, interesting.
It's just a rumor. It's just a rumor that this story may be taking place in the Unbreakable Split Glass universe.
That's cool. I mean, he is hardcore. He's a hardcore nerd, so like he's building his own superhero universe. He's been doing that for years.
Well, his daughter recently directed the movie The Watchers, which Jen and I went and saw, and it was good, but it was one of those things where there was a point in the movie where you're like, okay, I know this has got to be the twist. This has got to be it. Turns out I was right, but there were things that were like, wait a minute, it doesn't explain how the twist works. And then they literally find like text, old text that explains exactly how the twist worked. I mean, it was, it wasn't Sixth Sense twisting, but it was twisting where they do explain it,
Yeah. MK says, meh, Watchers was okay. Could have ended earlier than it did.
Yeah, probably could have, but you needed an explanation, and they gave you one. Whether or not it was a good one or not, it's up to you. But I thought it was interesting. I mean, it was worth the price of admission. So,
Dude, Josh Hartnett, I'm assuming that's who he looks really different than I remember. He also looks like
a dad, doesn't he?
He looks like the guy. He looks like Richard. No, is it Richard Hatch? The guy who played the original Apollo on Battlestar Galactica. He looks.
Oh yeah, I could see that.
Hold on, I'm gonna. Oh wait.
Yeah, you got to pull it up. I can see it in my head. So yeah, I absolutely could see that. While he's doing that, yeah. So I've been some of the other things we did this week and the last couple weeks is like, yeah. So we've got this the audio intro for adult fantasy and an audio track for an animated show. Pretty sick. And then got inspired. So like, I don't remember if you guys even remember this, but like way back in the day when I was in college, I actually got into electronic music, and I made an album with a college buddy of mine, and we did a release and everything, and it was fine. It was like a little EP. It was fun, but I wasn't like trying to be like a serious musician or anything. But anyway, like diving into AI, I've started to kind of like remake and rework some of my old material. So I'm kind of like,
oh yeah,
in my copious free time, like I'm trying to. So my goal for like the rest of my fucking life is to like, I mean, Web3 and crypto is so crazy that like trying to have a normal schedule where you just wake up and work on the same thing every day is kind of hard.
Yeah.
So you know this, right, Doc? Like,
yeah.
Yeah. So I'm trying to like say, okay, every day at this time I'm gonna hit Twitter. Every day at this time I'm gonna be doing Discord. Every day at this time I'm gonna be drawing a little bit of the comic book. Every day at this time I'm gonna start working on the animated show or whatever we're doing a week. Like, just bless you. And so like I'm gonna try to get all of this stuff kind of taken care of, and I've already booked out like in my evenings, just as I power down, because I don't really watch a lot of TV. I'm just always making shit. So
yeah,
like to power down, I started working on an album, like kind of re-engaging some of the electronic side of stuff, like the music side, and kind of pushing that a little bit. I'm actually happy, man. It's been a shit ton of fun, dude.
That's cool, man.
I've figured out how to remove the work, so there's no work involved. I'm not stressed out about it. I'm just having fun, fucking around, like knob twiddling and button pushing, and
yeah,
I'm having a lot of fun with it. So
it's satisfying to make some beat boops,
dude. I can't wait. You like that kind of music, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna freak, dude.
So here's, I guess, Josh Hartnett now. Now check this out. Dude, I swear to God, it's like, I don't know. To me, they look
similar to me. Yeah,
it's very similar.
Yeah. Captain Apollo.
Yeah, if he had longer hair, maybe.
Yeah. I think it was like in that he has like this yellow jacket on, and it reminded me of like in the OG, they had those like, it looks like their jackets. They were like a tan kind of thing. I don't know, man. Anyway, just whatever. That's cool though. Cool, Josh Hartnett.
So are you going to see this movie, Andrew?
Which one? Trap? Oh, absolutely.
You see everything.
Well, we try to go at least once a week and see a movie. So we always try to see new movies once a week. So we'll see.
That's pretty good.
It is on our list.
Good. Yeah, it's nice. It's nice.
I got to get up early tomorrow. There's a comic convention at UNF tomorrow at
My
9
mother
o'clock. I
texted
go
me
to.
to let me know that there was a con in Jacksonville. Yeah.
That's cool.
How's that going to help you?
I don't fucking know.
I don't think it's that big of a con to come all the way back down here for.
No, it wasn't about that. It was about my mother just like reading something and being like, "Look, this is the thing that you like."
Hey, can I show you guys a couple of things I got?
Yeah, of course. Let's
All
go.
All right, thank you.
Love G.
Start presenting. Share screen. Actually, sorry. Can you like make me big?
What do you like?
Going to break the internet.
Thank you.
Hey, Zach.
Hey. All right. Well, I just got a couple of things. So, as I was saying in the green room before we started, if you're ever in the beautiful town of DeLand, Florida, home of Stetson University and a couple of really good Italian restaurants and a very weird coffee shop, stop by Clips Books, because it's like if you grew up in the '90s, it's like every geeky thing you could possibly imagine is there. It's like a nerd's paradise. And so I found this, which I've been looking for a while. Fading Suns
Oh, cool.
is basically, if you know anything about Warhammer 40K,
Mhm.
it's a bit of a crapshoot who ripped off who. Either the Games Workshop guys ripped them off, or they ripped off Games Workshop, because it's set in a futuristic setting where people are ruled by an autocratic emperor, and there's a lot of like fantastic racism and oppression.
Cool.
But I just got it because I like the cover, and I remember seeing the original way back in the day. So some of the art.
Nice.
All right, and that's probably gonna go on my shelf and be completely forgotten about within a week. There's also a place in Daytona, which a comic book store. I think I told Andrew about it, that's shutting down. Basically, the guy is retiring or he's getting priced out or whatever.
Yeah, I did a Google search for the address and so forth, and there were some comments that were left where they were giving somebody was giving like a 1 star, said I keep going by there and they're never open.
Yeah,
And he said he went by at 11 o'clock, and when you texted me, you said they were going to be open 1 to 7. So that's 2 hours before they were going to be open anyway.
well, you actually went there.
No, I haven't gone yet, but I plan to.
All right, well,
I'm making a road trip next week. So
I would just call first just to make certain he's actually open, because I think the guys, it's one of those, whatever he actually says he's open, it's more like he's open whatever the hell he feels like it. I mean, he's shutting down, but this is what I got there. I've been wanting to read this for a while.
Oh, cool. Yeah, Age of Bronze is great.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, that's really cool.
yeah, it's Eric Shanor. I mean, I don't think he's ever actually finished the series. I think he's like he's up to like book 3, where they're just about to lay siege to Troy. You can take me off the center now.
Oh, okay.
And
Oh, I removed him from stage. Sorry, dude.
so
My bad.
yeah, I'm looking forward to reading it. Actually, we're gonna read that over the weekend, because I'm trying really hard not to spend any more money than I have, because I got a ton of books to pay next week. And the downside of being self-employed is that when everyone's on holiday, you're not getting paid.
Yeah.
But no, it's I mean, look, I like Trojan War, ancient Greek mythology. I like it. It's that series is interesting because he actually did a lot of research into that actual the era of like Bronze Age Greece, and it's interesting. It looks good. I mean, it's like I won't bore you too much, but it's interesting. Unfortunately, I mean, I just hate this. I mean, the fact is though is that, I mean, there's a lot of stores there. There's a lot of comic book stores that are closing down. I think in this case, he just can't afford the rent anymore. And I was And and the last thing I want to bring up is I was up in when I was in Deland, I was checking out, and I noticed that on the wall, this guy has new releases, and pride of place was not given to the latest X-Men or anything like that, but to a facsimile of New Mutants. I don't know the number. It doesn't say it.
98.
Yeah, let me share my screen again.
First Deadpool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First Prince of Deadpool. Apparently, and I asked, he says, facsimiles are now apparently they're now. He says that guy says Flip says the facsimiles are now the hot thing because I guess no one's buying the new stuff anymore, so they're having to reprint their old glories. And
Because they're better. They're just better.
I'm looking at the cover of that. I mean, that thing came out like what, 30 years ago, 40 years ago?
Yeah.
And the art is so much better than what's coming out now. I mean, I open up like modern day Marvels, and it's like, who drew this? I mean, this is like, this looks like it looks like a Tumblrina's idea of what an arty European comic looks like, except that they're doing in America, they're doing like X-Men. And it's like, who drew this? This is like terrible.
Yeah. There's not like a lot of good talent. Well, what's interesting, like we were talking about earlier, like I was looking at I've been looking at this new Japanese guy. I mean, he's been around for a long time and I've known about him for a long time, but his stuff previously I wasn't super into, but he just hit his stride as a creator doing this Japanese fight book called Mugen Into the Deep. And it's like a battle royale, assassins on rooftops kind of thing. And stories whatever, like it's kind of whatever. It's kind of basic to me, at least the translations that I read. I'm sure I'm missing context, but the artwork is so good. The guy is just a beast, dude. Like it's unbelievable. Their techniques and they've just mastered it. And you're just like, God, man. Like Americans we don't have the. I mean, we don't have the market, but we just don't have the willpower or the.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it is, dude. I don't know what it is.
I don't know. I mean, from what I understand, actually, I mean, what I've read is that a lot of it started, when, like a lot of the artists that are coming in now, they were basically Tumblr. They're people who posted art on Tumblr, and they were hired because they were cheaper higher than the old pros. Well, at least that's the story I heard. What?
And I'm listening.
Oh, so sorry. So I don't know. I guess like I said, I mean, it's easy to just to blame it all on wokeness and just leave it at that. But what I've noticed about the whole get woke go broke thing is that wokeness is a problem. It's not the problem.
Yeah.
Wokeness is dangerous because it makes existing problems worse. But wokeness by itself, if things are just woke by themselves, it's just a nuisance. It'll go away when people start complaining. But if you're a company or an industry that already has other underlying issues that are plaguing it, then wokeness, once it gets in there and gets its hooks in, will aggravate those problems and create new ones. And I think with comic books, and again, this is just purely as a somewhat disinterested outsider, the American comic industry was already having a lot of problems before they went woke. I mean, basically they were. I think that they were running out of creative juice. They were running out of steam creatively in a lot of these properties. Their distribution system was a mess. They were relying essentially on specialist stores that were closing. And basically they had labor issues and et cetera. And then the wokeness comes in and just made all that worse. And you factor in, for example, you started hiring basically like these cheap artists who kind of got their start on the internet. And the thing is, they're cheaper to hire because either they're younger and they're starting out and their skills aren't just great, and you don't have to pay like the old pros from the '90s where page rates are probably like 4 or 5, like I don't know what it is, but it's a lot more than some kid who just like got hired off the street, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
and then
Yeah.
then you factor in all the woke political BS on top of that, which by the way is very attractive if you're that kid who just got hired and you're basically making pennies on the dollar compared to what people used to make, and you're having trouble making your rent, and you're thinking to yourself, hey, wait a minute, I'm drawing Spider-Man. Why am I still living with a roommate? And begging mom for spare change. And so, then an ideology based on an ideology of victimization is very attractive at that point, especially if you are already someone who's, not white, like a white Christian, white Anglo-Saxon Protestant, or even if you are, you just you'll find something in there that'll allow you to claim the status of a victim as a way of compensating for the fact that you're not getting paid a decent wage, because companies, they're trying to cut costs, and the fact is, like, after the Marvel movies came out, comic books kind of became an afterthought for Marvel, because, well, it is an afterthought,
Mhm.
Anyway, that's my theory. Although that's my theory of the situation. I mean, it's easy just to say, you won't woke, you won't woke, you go broke. But there are a lot of companies that do go woke, and they're just fine. I mean, Nike was doing all right at least until like the last few days. But they put Colin Kaepernick up on a banner in like Times Square, and it didn't. No one blinked an eye, because for a company like Nike, that's not going to hurt them the way it would, say, Disney. But again,
I think it just depends on the DNA of the company.
Yeah, I mean,
like if a company has a specific leaning, then you wouldn't expect it to, like, as long as it sticks to that leaning, I don't think you can have a problem. I think the problem happens when you're like, what was it, American Tractor or something?
yeah,
Or John Deere, something that is like considered very heartland, and I'm using that as an example, like conservative heartland, and then you have like massive DEI policy.
it also depends on how you do it. Because I actually looked into that. What happened is a lot of that DEI stuff was already happening like behind the scenes, but nobody cared, because it was like the customers didn't know about it. I mean, like it's like with Bud Light. No one, Anheuser-Busch probably was as woke as the rest of the companies behind the scenes when it comes to their employees, but the people buying beer didn't care, because it's beer, it's cheap ass beer flavored water. Let's be honest. Bud Light is not beer. It's like beer flavored water with a little alcohol added for kick.
Yeah.
Then it's and like with Disney, and well, it's like but then they put, like, Dylan Mulvaney's face on it, and it's just like, again, wokeness makes an existing problem worse, because let's be honest, Bud Light is not. It's not like some rare handcrafted gem of an IPA. It's industrial flavored light beer. You could switch over to Michelob or Coors Light, and you basically get something that tasted pretty much that tasted the same, and cost the same, and had the same effect.
Mm-hmm.
So again, it aggravated an existing problem. Or like, take Disney. I mean, Disney. Let's be honest, Disney. I think Disney ran out of steam creatively around after like the last thing that they did originally that was original under their own banner was probably Pirates of the Caribbean.
Probably, I think that's fair.
And after that, I mean, basically they stayed in the game by basically buying other existing properties, and living off that. With Marvel, they struck gold. With Lucasfilm, they basically drove that car into the ditch, and are now like kind of like trying really hard to put out the flames. But the thing is, though, is that again, if your whole reason to exist is that you're trying to appeal to the broadest number of people imaginable, like kind of leaning into all the weird sex stuff, and all the politics, and basically, I mean, the funny thing is, a lot of this stuff really is just like and like having like senior executives basically go on Twitter and saying, we hate our fans, we think you're all a bunch of Neanderthals, don't watch our shit. Is a good way to get people to not watch your shit. Mm-hmm. And if you're already spent like a shit ton of money on streaming, and you're basically like looking under the couch for coins, it's gonna hurt. Yeah, but on the other hand, though, I mean, it hasn't really hurt Netflix at all because, they're wise enough to keep it to like certain, not to make it apply to every single property out there. And it doesn't hurt Amazon because Amazon doesn't care about that stuff because Amazon Video is basically a lost leader for people. You can come to watch Rings of Power, stay to buy like a year's supply of toilet paper.
Right. Yeah.
That's that's how they get you.
I watched it. Yeah.
You know what? I didn't hate it. I mean, I didn't. I thought. I mean, it's not. It wasn't like the Wheel of Time, which they totally shit. Which
Oh wait, that's what I meant. The Wheel of Time. Oh, you're talking about Rings of Power. I watched both of them.
Yeah, Wheel of Time. I'm a fan of the books. They murdered it and raped the corpse.
Yeah, that's what I hear. But I still watch it.
I'm just wondering. I didn't hate it. I mean, it wasn't good. It was actually like mediocre. And I'm kind of wondering, and then I'm wondering, you spent $1 billion on this. You couldn't have spared a few bucks to hire a decent screenwriter. But I mean, just taking on itself. I mean, it's just a standard fantasy series. I mean, like the lady they had playing like the Queen of Numenor, Muriel, I forgot her name. She's like one of those actresses you can give her a phone book, and like the white pages, the old white pages, that she could read it, and I would pay to watch that. She's that good. And the woman they had playing Bronwyn, who apparently actually at one point was selected by the Church of Scientology to be Tom Cruise's next wife. I'm not sure why that didn't work out. She lights up the screen. She's beautiful. Didn't like the guy playing Elrond. I thought it looked like a guy trying to He looked like a guy who was trying to upsell you on a timeshare in Tampa. That's the impression I got out of it.
Nice.
Okay.
And the Hobbits. Apparently, this is funny. They basically had a bunch of like multicultural hobbits speaking like they just came out of a Lucky Charms commercial. And apparently, people in Ireland saw this and they were really upset about it because they were the ones screaming, stereotype, this is racist, blah 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 blah. People in Ireland, because it was, it's like a bunch of leprechauns.
I don't know. I mean, I guess if they did, I didn't have any problem with it because it was just like, hey, this is a really long time ago, and these are people who are doing a thing, and they're different. Like I was just like,
I'll be honest. I mean, I think look, the fact is that a lot of the outrage on the internet, the guys that post, I mean, that's how they make their living. Their job is to be angry about this stuff. I mean, the fact is that there was actually an article in Wired about, the whole with the Acolyte, like the whole people are saying that the 14% audience score is because of review bombing. No, actually, it's because it really is that bad.
Yeah, of course.
But the thing is that even if it was, what difference does it make? I mean, Kathleen Kennedy is not going to, and whoever's in charge of Lucasfilm is not going to care, if she'll just all she's going to, if the people on the internet are going to do that, then why should she listen to them? I mean, it's not like the shareholders.
Look, here's the difference between all the woke stuff.
Yeah,
in my opinion, like Bud Light deciding to have Dylan Mulvaney do a promo, whoever the marketing genius was that did that should be shot because it's not on brand.
Well, I think they were.
There's two different things here. There's pandering for money or clicks, which and the opposite side of that, the anti-woke is loud because it needs to be loud because they're trying to they need their clicks and they need their ideology and culture war and whatever. So they need to be just as loud to retain their base and stoke that hate and whatever. On the other side of this, there was a really, really good, it's one of Jon Stewart's Monday night ones that he does. And it was all about like Pride Month, and he really shit on corporate America for trying to like pander to this stuff, rightfully so, because that's not what like inclusiveness is supposed to be about. It's not supposed to be about like the bottom line. If you're talking about like art and film and entertainment and stuff like that, including diverse people, that is really not a problem. And it shouldn't be a problem, and it shouldn't be a big deal. It's just, there are kids out there that have read comics for however many years that don't look, feel, or sound like those people, and they exist in real life. The problem is that when people go, you know what, there are other people out here. We all want to be loved. We all want to live. We all want to do whatever, and that's fine. And you include that in this art and entertainment media, it becomes a big deal because both sides have to be so loud. One side hates, one side's just like, hey, I exist. Can I just be part of the thing that everybody else is in? Like, ideally, it shouldn't be a problem at all. It shouldn't be a news event. It shouldn't be whatever. It's just people doing people things and living people lives, whichever way they may be. And that's the problem with this whole woke, anti-woke bullshit. It shouldn't even be. There's no point in it other than just to cause more diverseness. But I'm really so tired of it being part of this culture war. It's just like, we're all fucking human and we all do stuff. There's a way you start to include it into art to have that representation where it's not like, like they have to introduce the lesbian character and like they have to like shout it out loud in some like really shitty subplot of the show or something, or the episode where they're like, oh, and by the way, I'm a lesbian in case you didn't know. It's just like, be a person, be a person, be subtle. I'll tell you, one of the best examples is there was this animated film. Shit, man, what the hell is it called? Like, robots take over. My kid, I've watched it a million times here. Hold on, I gotta find the family animated robots take over. Mitchells versus the Machines. Right. Really good, really good film. And the main character, the girl that does the art, which is just from a production standpoint, an artistic standpoint, the whole movie's awesome. But very subtly, like, I think maybe wears a rainbow pin or something. It's never talked about. It's never whatever, but that's inclusion. That's representation. They're just a regular people in a regular family fighting robots like the rest of us do every day. Right.
Right.
And that's a really great example of just putting some, including people without having to like wave banners around. So there's there's a happy medium here.
That's exactly the point, right? Like, straight up, like, I know plenty of gay people, and every gay person I've never met a gay person that was like, hi, my name is Gay. I'm gay. Did you know I'm gay? And then,
right.
Oh my God, is that a woman? I'm in love with her. I don't know her
Right.
name yet. Like, the big thing in comics is like, oh my God, there's two women that just met in a panel and they instantly become best friends and then become lovers. Like, that's what happens.
Right.
It doesn't matter if they're gay, they become lovers.
Yeah.
And it's like, you can have gay characters, you can have straight characters, you can have any kind of character. It doesn't matter. Nobody really cares. What they care about is when it's like, unless it has something to do with the plot, right?
Yeah.
Like, you better like just leave. It does if it doesn't have to do with the plot, then it has no point in the story. Like, my big thing is when they made Iceman gay,
Mhm.
like, I didn't have a problem with Iceman being gay. What I had a problem with is that it was so bad. They literally went from heterosexual character for 50 years, 60, 70 years. How long has X-Men been around? Where they've established that he was like the flirtatious one that had a lot of flings, right?
Yeah,
with
yeah,
girls. To flaming over the top Pride Festival gay. And there was no story. He just realized he was gay, and the next issue he's dating a man and bringing him to the parents. And
He didn't realize he was gay. Jean Grey told him.
well, that it was so bad. It was so bad that just by coincidence, there's a panel where Jean Grey is like, Bobby, basically, like, he's talking about how he has a crush on a man, and Jean Grey is like, Bobby, you're gay, and like that sort of started him off. So because that was the only backstory to the whole thing, all the fan base just had to do a mental check to say, oh, Jean Grey made him gay, because there was no other reason.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Personality shift. And here I am, like, I grew up with one of my closest friends is gay, and he's been gay his whole damn life, and not a problem. I went through like his discovery with him, and we dated together, like all this kind of stuff. And what an opportunity missed, where
fine. You want to make Iceman gay? There, you can have a debate about that, but I don't really care. Oh, cool. Let's make Iceman gay. Like, how about a story where this person has to come to terms with something that has been inside him and he hasn't felt comfortable dealing with for 50 years?
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, and even
Yeah.
if the character's like 20 years old or 30 years old in the book, he's been dealing with this for the longest time. I knew
Yeah.
people in Atlanta. I'm not dropping names here. I've known people in my life who were obviously gay.
Yeah.
Like everyone knew this person was gay. But he didn't. He was
Yeah.
like, I'm straight, even though he was obviously gay. And a lot of that was family pressure and other things
Mhm,
like that,
mhm,
right?
mhm.
And religion. And why can't you create a story about a person fighting with that and coming to terms
Yeah.
with that and going through the pain, the
Yeah.
ebb and flow of the story like that to come to the resolution, the climax of the story where they come out and they go through the thing and maybe there's battles with the parents. Fine. Why don't you tell the story of what it's like?
Yeah.
As opposed to just hello, I'm gay now. Like it just makes no sense.
I think that happens more now. That was in 2012. I just looked up, which, pretty early on the timeline of introducing this subject matter into media.
Oh, they still do it
done
today,
wrong.
bro. They
Yeah,
still
yeah.
do it.
Oh, I know.
It is just as bad today.
Yeah. I get
It
it. But
really
yeah, you're
is.
absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Tell stories in a real way. And that's all. And if you're like identify as purple, then that's fine. You can be purple, just as long as it's just like I'm whatever. It's like identifying as a never nude, like in Arrested Development. That's okay.
Never nude. I think that defines me too. Pretty much there.
Anyway, yeah, the woke stuff's ridiculous, but it's only because it is a marketing tactic by a couple different, by different sides, man. It's either like the corporate people trying to pander or the anti-woke that needs extra clicks and to keep radicalizing their base, and it makes everyone just shout larger and louder, and it doesn't have to be that complicated. Like I said, we're all people. We all want to be loved, and that's fine.
I would love for Star Wars to go back to the way it was when I was a kid, but it's not going to happen. And as much as people may complain about it on the internet, I mean, the fact is it's owned by people who are going to do what they want to do with it no matter what. And I'm okay with that because you know what? I think Star Wars died 20 years ago, and Disney spent like the last decade basically trying to revive a corpse. So they want to keep spending, they want to keep wasting their money. More power to them. But and I think it's. I mean, look, I just think honestly, I think a lot of this also, like you said, it's a marketing tactic because like the institutions that are supposed to be creating stuff, it's like they're basically desperately trying to like keep the stuff that worked in the past going because they have no idea what to replace it with. And I mean, look, I think Star Wars is a Gen X thing. It's for guys our age. The younger audiences, they're not. They actually did a survey. They're not watching Star Wars or Marvels because why would they? It's not, that's their dad's thing or their older brother's thing. I mean, there's a reason why. When OneNote when they did an English language adaptation of OneNote on Netflix, it broke all records because that's what people under the age of 25 are.
One Piece,
whatever. I what do I know? When they did a live action anime production of One Piece, it was a hit. Because that's what the kiddies are watching. They're not reading Star Wars. They're not reading Spider-Man. They're reading manga because that's their story. Just like millennials were into Harry Potter. I mean, look, I never got Harry Potter. I never saw the appeal, but when it came out, I think it was like already near 30, so it wasn't really meant for me. And I'm okay with that. Like every generation's got to have their story. So. I hate to say it, but trying to make Star Wars or Marvel relevant to some kid, to some high schooler, is probably going to fail because, one of the things about being a teenager is not liking the stuff your parents liked.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's a reason why, no one listens to big band jazz anymore. Unless you're an aficionado.
No, it's true. mean,
I
yeah,
understand. I watched
very
Harry
true.
Potter and understood why people liked it.
No, I mean, I understand. I understand. I mean, it's basically like an old it's a classic. It's basically a riff on a classic British book genre, which is like the boarding school story. But I don't know. I didn't get the appeal. But then again, I wasn't a teen or a tween. Same reason. I mean, I didn't get Twilight either. But then again, I wasn't a 13-year-old girl. At least
Well, Twilight was trash.
pretty much. But
Twilight is legitimately terrible on every level.
I mean, I know, you know what the really sad thing is? They're going to reboot it as an anime.
Did you see there's a Suicide Squad Isekai anime out now?
Oh, Jesus Christ!
I just saw it. It's like on the new season. There's like I didn't watch it. I'm gonna watch it though and see how good, see what it's about. See how good it's
Honestly, I think the next big thing when it comes to movies are going to be like historical epics, because there's a lot of them coming up now. I mean, there's Gladiator 2, and apparently like Paramount Plus, no Peacock, which is like the streaming service that nobody cares about, is doing like a Gladiator TV series set in ancient Rome, and it looks really good.
That'd be cool.
So we actually have reason to watch Peacock now.
I miss some good old period kung fu epic.
Oh
films.
God, right?
Or even like the funny ones
Classic.
too. Gosh, I can't remember some of the really like
Soccer?
good funny ones. Huh?
Shaolin Soccer.
Shaolin Soccer, but there's some other ones, man. I used to watch a grip of them. Something about an inn, like these guys that go to inn is funny, but it's actually like really good kung fu as well. But even like the super epic ones, man. Or I love any period stuff that's set like in Imperial China, like
Kung Fu Hustle. No, that's like in Shanghai.
yeah. I mean, I like the more like period pieces more than the like newer stuff.
Yeah, I mean, Chinese cinema is kind of like mostly propaganda nowadays, unfortunately. But that's true really of any country.
Ah, dang! What's the name of this? Oh God, I gotta figure out what the name of this good movie is. It's gonna kill me now.
Right.
Yeah, good kung fu, man. Dragon Inn. That's a great one. If you've never watched
Dragon
it,
Inn.
yeah, Dragon Inn's good.
Awesome.
Yeah, dude. I'm gonna watch this. What you call it? Suicide Squad Isekai.
I'm going to probably. I'm thinking about rewatching the entire run of Farscape from the '90s.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, really good one.
Wit Studios. Who's that?
I mean, I tried rewatching Firefly, and it hasn't really aged very well. At least it's my opinion.
Probably not.
I'm surprised that hasn't been rebooted yet, because that's like ripe for.
Yeah, they can't
Rival.
reboot that though. It's like two. I mean, they only made it through eight episodes, so they're not likely to get a reboot. I don't know. Who knows?
I don't know. I mean, it's like basically. I mean, it's. Oh,
Yeah, the anime version. I saw this trailer the other day.
Yeah,
It's pretty good.
yeah. Looks cool.
Yeah,
I don't want
looks
to play
awesome.
too much. I don't want to get us in trouble.
No. I think the visuals are okay. I think it's the audio, right?
Oh
Is
yeah,
it-
maybe. Yeah. It checks for audio. Yeah. Sometimes they check for video too, man. Like, they're
Doc, if you get a chance,
What?
If you get a chance, go on YouTube. There's actually a full length version of Waterloo. Like the. So what Ridley Scott did a Napoleon movie.
Waterloo?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Battle.
Yeah.
Ridley Scott did like a.
I was thinking about the ABBA song for a second.
Ridley Scott did like a Napoleon movie, right?
Yeah, God, it's horrible. I watched it on the airplane. Joaquin Phoenix is just atrocious in that.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, there's actually You know what? I'm actually gonna post a link in private. So basically, in 1970, there was a live action version. Like there was a movie version of a movie about the Battle of Waterloo that took place, starring Rod Steiger, Christopher Plummer, and directed by Sergei Bondarchuk. And it still holds the record for having the largest number of extras. They actually hired the Soviet Red Army to play all the
Awesome.
extras. So there's
didn't know that.
literally had like 10,000 men in the field.
Yeah,
So it's spectacular.
that's cool.
You know, if you like those big epic movies, you will like this.
Cool.
So the links in the private chat. Check it
Yeah, I
out.
do.
Awesome.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, that's
That's when movies are.
yeah.
Yeah,
Awesome.
dude, Todd, if you've never watched Dragon Inn, man, dude,
I will check it out.
you guys watched it? It's really good. It's from the 90s. It's
Wait,
good.
watch what? Sorry, what was that? Watch what?
Dragon Inn. You guys got to watch Dragon Inn. It's really good kung fu. It's funny, but it's good.
I'm gonna YouTube it real quick. Dragon Inn. I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
So just so you know, in 11 days my book drops. So please spend money on it.
Woo! Magnum
Yeah,
opus.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I spent 13 years working on it. Although to be fair, I put it aside for about 7 years, and worked on other stuff. But it's out. It's coming out, and I just spent like the last 2 hours while the rest of you guys were jibber jabbering about what the hell were you talking about? To be honest,
Good.
Making money, son. Talk about making that money.
I was basically futzing around with the A+ settings on my Amazon book on the Amazon listing page to, like, you know, sex it up so that people will buy it. Although to be fair, I don't think Amazon will accept full frontal photos of the author on the page unless it's like a very specific kind of audience. And while I would appreciate that audience's interest, I'm afraid my physical attributes probably wouldn't meet their expectations.
Maybe
Although,
it might
On
be.
that note,
No, you could be a fetish. You could be a fetish.
no, too much work.
Yeah. Yeah. On that note, happy Friday, guys.
Speaking of fetish, I was on a call today with a guy, and he said that he knew this dude growing up, right? And he went to boarding school with this kid. It was like the only dude that would walk around like London barefoot, and he would lick people's feet clean for like £1 British pound.
What? That's ridiculous and disgusting, and I'm jealous. And then he's totally right.
That's how we're gonna raise money.
That's what we need to do.
The next production.
I will lick feet.
Ooh! It could be, instead of a tapping game, it could be a feet licking game, and you like you're the tongue.
Is this where we are, guys? Is this where we are? Really? This is how it's gonna be.
We were already there, bro. It's just
We
accepted.
were always
It's
there. You
acceptance.
were just deluding yourself.
Yeah, this
It's
is
like,
what happens.
I'm Gene Gray. Todd, you're weird.
This is what happens at the bottom of the market, huh? Oh hell! You guys are awesome. I love you all.
Yeah.
And
You too, bro.
happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Super duper happy Friday.
Right.
And yeah, we'll see you next week. Have a good weekend. And
All right.
love you guys as always. And peace out. God
Peace.
bless. Goodbye. See you later. Nerd.